Okay, so ho capito, right?
Signor si.
Signor si. So what we want is shape. So it's ho capito, signor si. Okay, so let's try a little bit. Okay, so 1 and 2 and 1, 2.
So
that was terrible. 1, bum, 1 and 2 and 1.
Ho capito.
There we go.
Yeah.
1 and 2 and 1.
Ho capito.
1 and 1.
Signor si.
Bum.
Signor si. Chi noi capo e me ne vo. Già che piace a voi così, altre repliche non fo, no.
Can we add a crescendo on those no? That way we know that you're heading towards fo.
Mm-hmm.
Not only that, and also remember that signor, the E of C is a long vowel. Okay, so it's oh capito, signor si. So the E vowel is longer as opposed to signor si. Signor si, signor si, right? So it's almost like you gotta think, yes, the consonants are important, but the vowel is always longer than the consonant. So don't fall into the trap of the bap, 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 bap. You want to fight the urge to get that choppy, because we want to hear the words. Okay, let's try it again. Okay, it's from ho capito, signor si, signor si. So everything's legato. Okay, think legato. The next time, the only time you're allowed to get a little bit choppy on those are on just no. Okay.
Just tap on one side.
Okay. 1 and 2 and 1.
Ho capito.
1.
Signor si.
And 1.
Signor si. Chi noi capo e me ne vo. Già che piace a voi così, altre repliche non fo, no, non fo. Not enough crescendo.
Not enough. Exactly. So it's almost like you have to, you got to think, già che piace a voi così, altre repliche non fo, no, non fo.
Great.
Okay, so back off a little bit and then crescendo.
Okay.
Okay, take it from già che piace a voi così. Ready? And 1.
Già che piace a voi così, altre repliche non fo, no, non fo.
Good. 1.
Cavalier voi siete già.
Again, legato. Cavalier voi siete già. Cavalier voi siete già.
Okay.
Cavalier voi siete già. Don't get caught up. Yeah, don't get caught up on those dotted quarter notes. And those eighth notes. Don't get caught up with them. Okay? Let's sing it from già che piace a voi così. That was so much better. Good job. Ready? And 1.
Già che piace a voi.
Oh, già che piace.
Yeah.
Ready? And 1.
Già che piace a voi così, altre repliche non fo, no, non fo.
1 and 1.
Cavalier voi siete già.
4, 1 and 1.
Dubitar non posso a fe, me lo dice la bontà, che volete aver per me.
Bravo! You could probably do less here.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, it's just kind of, you're kind of yang. Remember, everything's a lot closer.
Also, Italians are super lazy about how they speak.
Yeah, well, yeah. Well, I mean, for them, it's like when we speak English.
Yeah.
You know. That's
it
why
would be weird if I talked like this.
Then you'd be British.
Kind
The
of.
very. You know, that's why American English and the Queen's English are totally different, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we do speak lazy. Canadians, I think, probably speak even more lazy.
Yeah.
Either way, we're just lazy. So if you think, Cavalier voi siete già. See? Dubitar non posso a fe. So it's asking yourself, where is the phrase going? Where are the words heading towards? So if you think of that, Cavalier voi siete già. Dubitar non posso a fe. from that cavalier. Ready? And one.
Cavalier voi siete.
Again, you mean cavalier, cavalier.
Sorry,
In music, we do discriminate. Okay, we discriminate. Some notes are more important than others. Some words are more important than others. Okay, and we have to emphasize what words are more important. Ready? And one.
Cavalier voi siete già.
Bam, bam, one.
Dubitar non possa fe, me lo dice la bontà, che volete aver per me, aver per me, aver per me.
Bravo! How does that feel? Does it feel
Good.
easier? Does it feel harder?
Easier. I mean, it's one of those things that it's quick enough and there's enough happening that you kind of can't shoot yourself in the foot. There's not enough time to do it.
Well, yeah, not only that, but because you're singing it more legato, everything's a lot easier. So you're not gonna.
Yeah, totally.
Then we, because we don't want to look like a muppet when we sing.
Mhm.
Well, I don't know. Maybe we do. Okay.
Jim had some stuff.
Exactly. Next page. I think it was here.
Yes.
Okay. Take it from briconaccia, malandrina. See, this is the first time in reality that you do get bitey. But bitey does not mean choppy.
Yeah.
Okay, you can be briconaccia, malandrina, as opposed to briconaccia, malandrina. Then it's too short. It's too short, and then we, as an audience person, we don't understand what you're saying. I mean, and this is a part where you're actually, like, you're telling her off.
Yeah.
So you have this, like, it's like when you go to a party and you see these parents, then they're smiling at their friends, going, "Yes, it's so good to see you. Just wait till you get home. Just wait. Oh, no, everything's fine. Oh, you're gonna go to your room." It's one of those things.
I also love how polite the translations are of it because they it's supposed to be the closest translations I could find were wanton hussy and smartass. And it just clearly doesn't necessarily mean wanton hussy. There's probably a deeper implication in that.
And that's why doing a word for word translation is important, because these English literal translations, they don't really fully capture.
Yeah. But then again, also this is late 18th century Italian, so it's not.
Well, I mean, now it's polite, but back then,
Sure.
it was, not very nice.
Yes.
Okay. So when you get to that briconaccia, so you think briconaccia, malandrina,
Mhm.
oh Señor, la mia ruina. Okay, let's get from that briconaccia. Ready? And one and two.
Briconaccia, malandrina.
See it right now. Here. Briconaccia, malandrina, briconaccia, malandrina.
Okay.
See, again, it's emphasizing the penultimate vowel, right? Because that's usually, unless it's indicated in Italian, that's going to be the vowel that's emphasized.
Briconaccia, sì.
It's briconaccia.
Briconaccia.
You're going
Briconaccia.
briconaccia. The A vowel is the longest of all those vowels.
Briconaccia.
Exactly. Now go. Briconaccia.
Briconaccia.
No. Briconaccia, malandrina.
Briconaccia, malandrina.
Yeah, so it's briconaccia, malandrina, fo signor la mia ruina, fo signor la mia ruina. Say it.
Briconaccia, malandrina, fo signor la mia ruina.
It's mia.
Mia.
No.
Mia.
Mia ruina.
Mia.
You see, it rhymes. So it's briconaccia, malandrina, fo signor la mia ruina. Signor la mia ruina.
Because what this needed was an internal rhyme.
Well, you gotta get the kick somehow.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's take it from that briconaccia, malandrina. Just say it.
Briconaccia,
No, you're still saying briconaccia. Briconaccia.
Briconaccia, malandrina, fo signor la mia ruina.
There you go. Now sing it.
Briconaccia, malandrina.
Malandrina. Keep the same vowel, right? Briconaccia, malandrina. Okay. Ready? And one and two.
Briconaccia, malandrina, fo signor la mia ruina, fo signor la mia ruina.
How's that feel?
Like, it was too quick for me to think about it too much.
Well, Well, again, you gotta think, pam pam pam, periconaccia, malandrina, fosse ognor la mia ruina, fosse ognor la mia ruina. But you see, you gotta think legato. You gotta go against the natural tendency of the accompaniment.
I think I gotta think of the meaning more too.
Well, I mean, yes. I mean,
that'll help
meaning,
me get there.
well, motivation is very important. Especially since we have a spoken.
Yeah.
Singing is a speaking language or speaking music form.
Mm-hmm. That is the advantage of the instrument.
Let's take it from that. Let's take it again from that, just to solidify it. Okay, that riconaccia malandrina. Okay, that was my bad. Ready? And 1 and 2.
Riconaccia malandrina, fosse ognor la mia ruina, fosse ognor la mia ruina.
Bump 1. Now you see.
Bing.
Again, I'm going to be really picky with your Italian. You're making the na of ruina more important than the e of ruina.
Yeah, it's I guess tricky to know that I'm still supporting the last note while also giving it way less importance.
Well, I mean, the thing about it is that, yes, there are 2 quarter notes there, but would people get insulted if you turn that last quarter note into, like, an 8th note?
I know some professors, but probably not the average audience member.
But, yeah, exactly, because the important part is ruina, and what does ruina mean?
Ruin.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. You have brought, you have ruined my honor. That's what you're saying. Okay? And that ain't right. That ain't right.
And Mazzetto's not really self-aware enough to get too deep into it.
Well, Mazzetto is, he's not stupid. Okay? He has seen this kind of stuff, probably from other, happened to his other friends.
Mm-hmm.
Not with Don Giovanni, or maybe with Don Giovanni, but he knows the score.
Yeah.
He's not an idiot. Now, is he the brightest, lamppost on the street? Probably not. But he's very, very, very street smart. And he's very, he knows what's going on.
Yeah.
And back then, honor was something very important, especially since they just got married.
Sure, I just always get the impression throughout, like, later in the act that Zerlina's way better a person than Mazzetto, even if she is being dragged off in this scene.
Ah, well, who do you think is the most innocent person in this entire opera?
Probably, I mean, do you mean culpable or naive? Not culpable or naive.
Well, I mean, if I had to say naive, probably Don Ottavio is the most naive one, because he ain't exactly. I mean, he spends most of the time in the opera asking Donna to marry him, and at the very, very end, after 3 hours,
I'll be your father and your dad.
Let's hang out. Let's hang out first. Let me think about it. And if he doesn't get the hint, then you have problems. Okay, so I think for next week, what I challenge you to do is say this as legato as possible. Ho capito, signor sì, signor sì. I think it needs it, for one, to go against the natural tendency of the music, but two, for you to realize and get used to the idea that it's ho capito and not ho capito, signor sì, signor sì.
Do you have any recordings that you'd recommend?
Good question. There's a great recording with Samuel Raimi.
He's Don Giovanni.
Yeah, as Don Giovanni.
Okay.
I recommend that recording.
Cool.
Yeah, unfortunately, characters like Mazzetto and even Don Ottavio, they don't bring in the big names, for those people. It's usually usually Donna Anna, Donna Elvira, Leporello, and Don Giovanni are going to be the big four names.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I guess opera producers don't really have enough of a sense of irony to bring in a really big star for the minor role.
Well, they're not going to have Leonard Warren come in and say, hey, can you sing Mazzetto?
Yeah.
So that's like, Pavarotti coming in and doing Don Ottavio. It's like...
All right.
No.
that's a different focus on the scene than I would have had otherwise.
Yeah, exactly. So, okay, I think that's enough for the recording.
Great.
I think we should do that. I mean, let's do